Hello everyone, this is going to be an amazing fact-filled video with a ton of new stuff that was just released by the Walt Disney Imagineering team that's working on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, California, and the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge expansion at Hollywood Studios in Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. They gave us a ton of new concept art, merchandise, different kinds of foods and stuff we can expect, so let's just jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to see are some of the cast member costumes that are going to be inside of the land. Now, when we were given these pictures and kind of getting to look at them, they weren't specific about what's going to be for merchandise, what's going to be for food and beverage and custodial. We will see in just a second the ones that are going to be for the Rise of the Resistance attraction, though. So you can see there's kind of a bunch of different styles. They're really going to fit really well in with the story of the land, look very Star Wars-esque. Definitely a lot of layers too, but in some of the comments that when we originally posted some other photos from a cast member preview earlier this week, there were some cast members saying that these layers are going to be fake and it's really not going to be these heavy jackets and long sleeve shirts, and that Disney's kind of found a way to manipulate it where it looks like a lot of gear and stuff, but it's not going to be nowhere near as hot for some of those cast members working in the middle of summer, especially the ones that are going to be in Florida around the August time. Now, these ones are specifically going to be for the Rise of the Resistance attraction's cast members. On the left, you're going to see what we believe to be outside of the attraction. The storyline, and you may have seen it on our website, is you're going to be getting into a transport ship halfway through your mission of going up to the Star Destroyer. You're going to be captured by the First Order, which is going to be the costumes on the right side. So it kind of sounds like Fast Pass entrance, standby, stuff like that is going to be more Resistance looking, where once you're actually inside the building, inside the attraction, all the cast members are going to be dressed according to a First Order style. Now, I don't know if this means that the cast members will be able to switch in and out of clothing throughout the day. Maybe they're going to be literally assigned to different positions even within the building. We don't know how many cast members are going to be in there, but we know this is, as said by Scott Trowbridge, the lead Imagineer for the project, the most epic attraction that Walt Disney Imagineering has ever built. Then if we're looking for merchandise that's actually for guests, they can also have their own costumes. There's going to be a store where you'll be able to mix and match a bunch of different galactic styles to kind of create whatever you want to look like. So the dark side, the light side, smuggler, bounty hunter, kind of whatever you want. There's going to be definitely a ton of options. And then there's also going to be some rare and unique items at Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities. So it looks like they're going to be able to get some like busts of some of the most famous characters, some mugs, some Jedi artifacts. And then we have this, which is incredibly cute. It's going to be in the Toydarian Toymaker stall, inside of course, Galaxy's Edge and the Batuu, kind of more of the marketplace. It's just so stinking cute. Look at all the little characters. I love it. And then there's going to be some of the more realistic-looking creatures that guests can get at, it's called the Creature Stall. So this is going to be everything. Of course, you can see the Porgs and the Tauntauns, and I'm sure there's going to be a ton of other ones that you'll be able to get there. And then the lightsabers. We knew you were going to be able to build lightsabers in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. What would a Star Wars land be without the ability to make a lightsaber? But what I love, these are not your everyday lightsabers. These are not your quick Walmart fling the lightsaber and some plastic springs out level stuff. This looks very high quality. I'm sure there's going to be cheaper options and more expensive options, but the ones they're showing here look to be absolutely incredible. Something that even an adult would be really excited to go and build and kind of assemble their own lightsaber, and I'm sure a multitude of different options. And then after that, we're going to look at some of the custom droids that's actually going to be inside of the Droid Depot. Same thing that they kind of offer now outside of the Star Tours attraction at Walt Disney World and Hollywood Studios, is you can kind of build a droid, but it looks like there's going to be a lot more options, and we're going to look at some of that concept art in a second to kind of see what exactly the whole Droid Depot is going to look like, and it's amazing. And then if you're a super big fan of the Droid Depot, it looks like you'll actually be able to get branded merchandise. So there's going to be a hat and a shirt and a really cool carrying case where you can kind of show off your droid. So that's really cool. I mean, if you're really getting into it, that's going to be a ton of options of stuff to be able to get, and of course that's all going to be from the Droid Depot as well. After that is definitely one of the things I am the most excited about. It appears that at the Black Spire Outpost there's going to be a First Order gear store. And so we only see the two things here. We see kind of like the big draping flags and then some of the costumes. But I love seeing that the costume is pretty stinking close to the cast members. Now there could be one that's maybe an exact replica of the cast members. This one is obviously a different color, but it looks so stinking good. You don't have to go to that convention or order something online to be able to get it just like the film. This looks amazing, and I'm sure you're going to be seeing a ton of fans buying up a huge amount of merchandise, especially if they are First Order fans. Another thing you'll be able to get inside of Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities are going to be some of the holocrons. We don't know exactly how many there'll be. These two look really good and very accurate to kind of the cartoons and the movies that we've seen so far, though. And if you don't want to get those, there's also a bunch of Sith relics and unique items that you'll also be able to get inside the shop. We're going to, again, look at the concept art of the shop in just a little bit. It looks so good. It looks dark and evil and mysterious and exactly what you would want from kind of an antique shop hidden on a smuggler planet. And last but certainly not least is going to be some overall merchandise that you'll be able to get. Doesn't seem like it's exactly land specific, but it's definitely Star Wars-esque. You've got the shirts, you got kind of the coat. It looks really, really nice, and I'm sure that we're going to see a ton more once the land opens, but this is just a really great sampling so far. And next we're going to move into the food and beverage offerings. There is a ton, so kind of stick with me here. We're going to go through them pretty fast. If you need to, you can always pause the video after we say it and kind of get a good look, or you can head to our website, attractionsmagazine.com, where we're going to have specific articles set out for everything you're going to see in this video as well. The first two that we're going to see here is going to be the Fatro and the Moof Juice. They're going to be inside of the Docking Bay 7 food and cargo section. So it's going to be some of the drinks you'll be able to get there. And the next ones we're going to be seeing are non-alcoholic drinks, Carbon Freeze, Aga's Obsession Provision, and the Cliff Dweller. And they're all going to be inside of Aga's Cantina. The next four that we're going to look at are going to be alcoholic beverages. We've got the Outer Rim, the Bespin Fizz, the Yub Nub, and the Fuzzy Tauntaun. These are also going to be found inside of Aga's Cantina, and they look very, very good. Now, one thing that you're also going to have, and of course, how could they ever forget this, is going to be the blue milk and the green milk. The blue milk being, of course, from Episode 4, A New Hope, and the green milk being from the most recent Star Wars, The Last Jedi. They're going to be inside of their own section in the milk stand, a little tiny like milk area cart that you're going to see somewhere inside the land. We don't know exactly where that is, but expect it to be a very long line to try some of these out. Then we're going to be looking, and this is going to be inside of Aga's Cantina. We're going to have Mugen Tea, Blue Bantha, Bloody Rancor, which will have alcohol, and the Black Spire Brew, which looks to kind of be like a cold brew coffee. All of these are said to be breakfast beverages, but I'm sure you'll be able to get them anytime throughout the day. They look very unique. Some of them even have their own toppings. It looks like a donut is going to be on top of the Blue Bantha. Something like a donut, but either way, it looks really, really cool. Now, a majority of the food we're going to be seeing next is going to be located inside of the docking bay. We're going to see everything from roasts to special desserts. There's going to be one called the Tip Yip. So a bunch of really cool options. I recommend, again, going to the website to see the exact names for all of this. It's going to give the details exactly kind of what food they are. They don't say necessarily if something is chicken because some of them just have very weird names, and I'm sure that's something we're going to have to figure out when we get there and kind of start exploring the land. But as you can see, there are a ton of different food options. I'm very happy to see that it's not cheeseburgers, it's not chicken nuggets. If you've been to Pandora, the world of Avatar at Disney's Animal Kingdom, at Walt Disney World, they also offer some very unique style foods that instantly became a huge success. From what we've heard, the docking bay is going to be kind of more of a quick service style location where you'll be able to still get a table, get a good seat, but you're not going to have a server or anything, so it's sounding a lot like the Satuli Canteen in Pandora. And with this many different options, there's definitely going to be something for everybody to love. Now, another option that you're going to get outside of one of the restaurants is actually going to be in Katsaka's Kettle. It's going to be the Outpost mix of specialty popped corn. And it looks really nice. I don't know if it'll be exactly presented like this when you're inside the land. I assume it's going to be more bags, but either way, that's going to probably be closer to like the marketplace area that we've seen in some of the concept art before. But just another great food option inside the land. And now to wrap us up, we're going to look at some of the concept art. Yes, some of this concept art is old, but some of it's new, and some of it's actually pictures from inside of the land. So we're all going to look at these, we're going to cry together, we're going to grow together. It's going to be a wonderful experience as we're getting closer to Galaxy's Edge. And speaking of crying, it's the inside of the Millennium Falcon. Oh my gosh, we're going to walk through this to go on to Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. It's going to be basically the last thing you see inside the Falcon until you actually get into the cockpit and you take control of the infamous ship yourself. Now again, this is a little bit of an older concept art, but it does give a great backstory as to what the Black Spire is. A bunch of these petrified trees attacked by war, and now we have the Black Spire outpost here on the planet of Batuu. This second photo here, also going to be a bit of an older one, but just kind of gives that great feeling of what we're going to get as we get into the land. Tons of different ships. Of course, the Millennium Falcon is there, and so much more. After that, we're going to have a picture inside of the actual park. We're assuming that this one is going to be Disneyland simply because it looks like the Disney World is still working on this part of the land from some of the construction aerial photos and videos we've been able to take recently. But this is going to be the Docking Bay 7. That's going to be kind of the food transport cargo ship, and that's where a lot of the food is going to be coming from, is right underneath that inside of the actual dining area. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is going to be Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities. Like I said, very dark, very eerie. You can see the skeleton on the ceiling. So many different things. I can't imagine how many Easter eggs are going to be hidden inside of this one shop alone. And after that is going to be the Droid Depot. It just looks huge. There's so many different droid pieces on the ceiling. It looks like we're going to have a lot of probably fake but very realistic looking natural light that's going to be flowing in. There's going to be able to build your droid. I'm not sure why it looks like BB-8 is stuck in a cage, but I'm sure that's something we're going to be learning when we get inside of Galaxy's Edge and kind of learn a little bit more. After that is going to be one of the marketing pieces of material that we saw around Christmas time of a family walking inside of Galaxy's Edge, seeing the Millennium Falcon, seeing some of the First Order Stormtroopers patrolling the area as well. Here is another shot of walking through the Millennium Falcon. Again, you're going to get that full one-to-one scale immersive experience of walking through the Falcon as you're getting ready to go on Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run and take control of the ship yourself. Then we get a look from what it's going to be like inside. It's going to be a 6-seater vehicle, 2 people as pilots, 2 people as gunners, and 2 people as engineers. We know that there's about going to be 3 missions. We don't know exactly where you're going to go or what you're going to do, but there's definitely going to be a lot of customization that happens inside. After that, we're going to look at this. It's one of the older pictures that they had of the actual model that was at the D23 Expo event. This is going to be near the entrance of the Star Wars Rise of the Resistance attraction. If you can kind of see the turret on the left side, we're expecting that to be kind of the fast pass and standby entrance. And then on the other side of Galaxy's Edge is going to be the Millennium Falcon, the Docking Bay 7 cargo ship, and the entrance to the Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run attraction, as well as some of the cantina and a bunch of other places. This is definitely going to be like the centerpiece of the entire land. Another piece of the model is just looking out over probably about 70% of the entire land. We're expecting some of the First Order stuff to be on the right and some of those more white, tannish looking buildings to be more of where the First Order is under control. There's also supposed to be a TIE fighter somewhere around that area. Next, we're going to get a look into Aga's Cantina. This is going to be a great spot to be able to get some drinks and some food. As you can see in the back, there's going to be some First Order Stormtroopers that are probably going through, kind of making some issues, so we're definitely probably going to see some smugglers or pirates kind of fighting the Stormtroopers in this area. Then we're going to go to one of the original pieces of concept art that we've seen of the entire land. Again, just another great overview of kind of the idea of what we're going to be seeing. Next, we're going to look at the Ronto Roasters. It looks like there's a pod racer engine in the center that's going to be cooking up some meats, and there could also be some jerky options that we saw that are going to be inside of this area. And after that, a great picture of Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Again, we are expecting these to be trackless vehicles. There's going to be Tower of Terror style elements. There's going to be drops, twists, turns, animatronics, laser blast, everything you could ever want inside of an epic Star Wars attraction. And here's just a look inside of a First Order Star Destroyer. After that, we have a look at 2 of the AT-AT or AT-AT walkers, as they're going to be shooting at guests while they're inside of the vehicles right before they make a big-time escape. Again, according to our rumor article, they're going to be going inside of an elevator and shooting up to go to the 2nd floor of the building. After that, we have, again, one of the more original pieces of concept art. We're expecting this to be a little bit of the queue area. Guests are going to see a TIE fighter, and then some of the stormtroopers that are going to be inside of that area as well. Those may or may not be animatronic. We're not exactly sure yet, but we expect a massive screen to be there. Now, speaking of that area and the TIE fighter, here's a really great picture of the Imagineers working on it and kind of the amazing level of detail that we're going to be able to expect to see in the land and in the queue while you're waiting to go on Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. After that, we've got inside of the Sabis workshop, you're going to be able to build your lightsabers. I appreciate that the looks like the room is very, very dark, kind of giving more of the realistic lightsaber effect. And again, we're going to be seeing some of those really, really cool looking lightsabers that people are going to be able to customize. Everything from, I'm sure, the little bit more of the cheaper side where you can have more of the plastic ones to the ones that we saw earlier in this video look to be of real metal or steel or something, and they could be some very, very high quality lightsabers. After that, we're going to get our last shot here, looking out over Star Wars Galaxy's Edge with the Millennium Falcon landing. This was from one of the videos that we saw during the Disney Parks Christmas Parade. So yeah, there's just a ton of stuff that we have learned in this video and all of these different pictures and all the information that was given out to us. Please, if you saw anything that maybe we missed, let us know in the comments here on our website or any of our social media. We'd love to be able to know if perhaps there's a relic that we didn't really see in the background of one of the photos, or if you noticed something. And then head to our website, attractionsmagazine.com, where you can kind of check out all the articles with the full-size photos, zoom in, look at everything, and get just as excited as we are for this incredible upcoming new land.